Hello Taurus, this is your December tarot forecast, and over here we're actually going to look at what's coming up for you in the month of December with regards to your love situation, your career and workspace, and the advice from the universe. We'll also pull a few cards with messages from your person of interest to yourself. I normally use the Hermit Tarot. This month I've decided to use regular tarot, so we'll see how that works out and what kind of messages we get from your person to yourself. Of course, I'm gonna start with an oracle deck, and this time I'm using the Spirit Junkie Oracle, which is actually a deck of affirmations, positive statements and vibrations that help you build your intentions and build on what you're actually looking to bring into your life. And I think it's more than fitting for the month of December, and I'm not surprised that I was guided to use this deck. So let's get started right away. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're excited for December and you have some plans, or you have some enthusiasm about something. I don't know, people you're going to be spending time with, something fun you do for yourself, even if it's just by yourself, you know. It's one of the reasons to have those intentions. And a lot of times when we speak about intentions and goals, people feel like it's supposed to be about something super useful and transformational, especially if you're a serious person, then it's almost like you feel that obligation to be thinking of something serious, of something that changes your life or the world, right? And that's great, but it doesn't mean that you cannot have or you shouldn't have any of the intentions or goals that will be for you personally in terms of your happiness, joy, fun, curiosity, things like that, right? So I feel like in December it's especially important to have those set up, to have those aspirations, because this is, at least in the Western culture, it's the month when we celebrate Christmas and New Year's, and it's the time when we remember ourselves as children, and different memories as children, and when we were more innocent, when we believed in magic and fairy tale, and dreams coming true naturally, right? So to me, this is definitely the time to do that. And actually, for some of you, maybe going into your childhood memories is a good place to start, to understand what is it that will make you happy, that your heart desires. Okay, let's see what we have for Taurus for the month of December. What kind of affirmation? Okay, we have, instead of taking on fear of others, I reflect love. This is a beautiful message, right? So that means that whenever you can feel somebody approaching you in a bad energy of fear or anger or pain, you understand that that's something that belongs to them, and you do not take it on yourself, consciously or subconsciously, right? This is like when you have that protective layer where you don't take that negativity in, but also you're able to transform that person's life by reflecting love from yourself, right? And it's easier said than done to be able to reflect love when somebody is approaching you with fear, especially because a lot of times the way that it manifests for yourself is through something very negative, like it could be offensive or hurtful, or the person could be complaining or blaming somebody else, right? Like it immediately speaks to your emotions as well. And that's how it gets contagious, right? Because whatever is triggering for yourself in that message, in that sentence, is like can trigger you, right? And then you become you get into that negative space yourself, and you start playing off each other with that negativity, with that fear or pain, right? And instead you're asked to stay in that vibration of love and compassion and kindness, so that you can reflect that to the person. And if anything, you can help them get into that good mood and take care of themselves. Okay, let's see what we have for Taurus. Ooh, that's exciting. So for the love life, we have Ace of Wands, and by the way, I'm using one of my new decks, the gold foil deck. This is the Rider-Waite though, so it's a pretty traditional representation, so I'm sure that it will work out for you, and we'll figure out the images in the cards regardless. So this is the Ace of Wands for the love space. Then we have Two of Pentacles. Let me move this a little bit more. And this is Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Then for the career space, we have Knight of Swords, two Knights. Knight of Swords is the fastest moving in the deck. We have Page of Pentacles in reverse, and we have Justice. Beautiful. And then last but not least, what do we have for the advice from the universe? Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups. Wow. Speaking of the energy of love that you're supposed to reflect, Two of Swords. Okay, nice. Love it. Bottom of the deck, the Strength. So you could be dealing with a Libra, or it could be, what do we see here? It could be a water sign with the cups. Might be somebody with Earth also. Yeah, three cards of Pentacles. Earth or water. But anyway, so when it comes to the love life, there is a rush to move forward quickly, but there is no vision how to do that exactly, right? Because whenever you feel that there is that drive, emotional drive for you to just go for it, even if you don't really stop yourself with different thoughts and contemplations, as soon as you start taking action, you're being stopped. That's the vibe you get. That's the pattern that you notice, right? You get stopped and you're confused why. Like it seems like it was a great plan, or it was supposed to be simple. Why is it not working out? And the reason that is because you are supposed to consider, it's almost like you aren't really supposed to rush it, right? And I don't just mean don't do anything. No, it's not that. It's just that you're supposed to involve all the elements here, not just the element, like this is the fire element, right? And we are in a fiery season of Sagittarius. So yes, of course, naturally, there is that desire to run with it, to push forward, to achieve something, right? But when it comes to your love life, the Spirit is asking you to not to take any rash decisions and kind of stop yourself a little bit, pause for a little bit, right? Like just let it breathe, let it flow, right? Like in this Lamescate image in the Two of Pentacles. Let it flow and let it balance out. Let it settle so that you understand full picture, 360 degrees. Not just the one perspective that you're after, but you can actually see the rest of it, right? That would be the Knight of Pentacles in upright. Right now you have it in reverse, right? But the good part of Knight of Pentacles is actually being meticulous, but like steady, right, with progress. And one of the ways that Knight of Pentacles achieves that is by going slow, right? Because this is how you make sure that it works long term. You don't just act on impulse, on emotion, right? But you can see how that's gonna play out in the future. You're considering those factors and then you make your moves. So it's important to apply some of that energy to your situation. For the career space, we have Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the Justice. So some of the financial matters could be solved in your favor, could be even legal matters connected with money. I don't know, could be about taxes, or maybe some client that didn't pay you is now paying you off, maybe even with an interest rate, right? Like something is getting settled to make things fair, right? To set the balance straight. And there is a desire to move forward quickly, to kind of advance as whatever your career is looking like right now, whatever idea for it you have, right? So it's not even necessarily doing the same thing you do, but say you had something in mind of how you want to change your career space. What do you want to do different? And now you have that inner desire to start living that life as soon as possible, right? It's almost like a different lifestyle I'm hearing, which is good because it keeps you motivated. That's the, I mean, it's not good or bad, right? It's that ego part that on the one hand kind of pushes yourself and all the events a little bit too much. But on the other side, on the other hand, this is the energy that's actually keeping you motivated to keep going, right? So that you don't lose that fire, that desire to go for it. So yeah, keep that momentum going. But it's almost like I'm getting a little bit of the inner child work here. It's almost like don't just like use that energy, use that fire, but not necessarily go with the first impulse that comes to your mind, right? Like see the bigger picture before you act on it. And finally, with the advice here, we see cups, and I mentioned in the beginning about and there was an ask to reflect love. So that's what you're asked to do, not to get confused, but to be like, there is a big difference between these two cards. Seven of Cups is kind of like I have a lot of options, they all look good, not sure what to choose. The Knight of Cups knows exactly where he's going, and he's got one cup, right? Like there is no confusion here, right? There is nobody else or nothing else, right? They know what they love and they're going for it, or who they love, right? Could be both. So it's important to, like, love is not about keeping yourself a nervous wreck, right? Or like always having a lot of different options going on, right? It's about understanding yourself. Even when you have a lot of options, they are given to you so that you can find out what is actually love for you. What do you want to go for, right? So that you're not stuck in confusion, like, do I choose this, do I choose that? And you're like, with the swords, it's the thought form, right? Like it's not about calculating what is actually a good deal, what is gonna give me a better outcome in this case. No, it's going with your feelings, but in a healthy way, right? Where you understand that, okay, there's only one option that's full of love, that's full of kindness, and that where there is no agenda, right? And that's what I'm supposed to choose. Okay, let's get some messages from your person to yourself. Messages for Taurus from that person. I'm excited about doing this with tarot. I haven't done this for a while. So we have the World and Six of Cups. Beautiful combination, beautiful. So your person can see the full circle, literally and figuratively, of how this relationship has played out for them. Six of Cups is actually, you can say a similar vibe, but just with a minor arcana, right? Because it goes also from like, what happened before, like some time ago in the history, and how it relates to the present moment, right? So they can see the full circle of something that they wished for as a child, or very many years ago at the very least, right? What they asked for, what they wanted, what they dreamt for themselves, and how it comes alive with you right now, right? It doesn't have to be just you, it can be something that you are doing or you are building together, the way you spend your time, take it how it resonates. But suddenly it hit them home that this is what they've been dreaming about since they were kids, right? And then there's another realization of how deep and important that was for their soul, for their heart, right? It wasn't just like a game, just like a phase where they were like, oh yeah, everybody's doing that, so yeah, I want that as well. No, that was something that they truly wanted. And it's beautiful how it manifested itself through all these years. And it got presented with you. Look, there is a person here, right? Like, it's like, yeah, wow, almost like that's the apple of my eye. And it doesn't even matter whether it's a masculine or feminine, but it's like, wow, and I can see that being a reality now with this person. It's not a hollow dream anymore. It's not just an image that I drew. This is something very real, and this is beautiful. Okay, I hope this has been good for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please make sure to check out other readings so you can get information for all your major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and also North Node I would add to it. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video, to subscribe to my channel, or to leave a comment. I love you all, guys, and I'll be back with more readings very soon. Bye, everyone.